I think he said he was trying.
All right, you guys can start.
As we continue with everything that's Irish and great celebrations and great locations in Philadelphia and the surrounding area, South Jersey, we would be remiss if we did not talk about uh, one of the very cool places with an amazing history to it, that is in one of the greatest sections of Philadelphia, and that would be Manayunk Session. We're here with Tracy Harding, the co-owner of Cresson Inn. Uh, Welcome to Food Farms and Chefs. Very excited to talk about the Cresson Inn and hear about all the very cool stuff going on there, and then how you got involved in it and everything else.
Well, thanks, man. Thanks for having me on. Once again, I am Tracy Hardy, owner of the Cresson Inn, 114 Gay Street in the beautiful Manayunk section of Philadelphia. So I was going to Cresson Inn. I'm an original Manayunker. Been there almost 50 years of my life. Moved to Mount Airy when my parents got older, but been back and forth because my grandparents and great grandparents and all my aunts were there. So the previous owner's family owned it, and my best friend is Nate Sanders, and I came with this idea to buy it from his uncle. He didn't have the finances, so I put the SBA loan in and got approved for it, and bam, here we are, 112 years old, Cresson Inn. I feel like I'm Irish. Been around Irish folks my whole life. I love green beer, green people, Notre Dame. So it was just a theme, and that all went together. And I just love the place. And it's like the modern day Cheers.
It really is. It truly is that. And speaking to the Irish thing, listen, I'm Polish, Lithuanian, Russian, but Irish is a state of mind. It is not a nationality. If you believe you're Irish, you are Irish. I can't go with the Notre Dame thing on that. I'm a Penn Stater, but you know what? God bless you. I'll give it to you, on that one. But other than that, I love your energy level, and it's really phenomenal to, see the success of that and the great history. So for people who don't know the Cresson Inn, way back during Prohibition, when, obviously we were not allowed to serve alcohol during Prohibition. So the Cresson Inn was a shoe store. But if your shoes were too tight, you could go down in the basement and get a little remedy for that at the
Yes.
doctor down there. It was called Dr. Speakeasy. So
Yes.
you go down and see Dr. Speakeasy, and they can help you with that tightness in your shoes and any tightness that you had in the rest of your body, because they can hook you up with a little remedy to loosen you up. And I love that. I love the establishments that have that speakeasy history to them, and that they succeeded. And you guys had a little history as a billiard hall, but you are just a tremendous. You are right when you said Cheers, because you have the dartboard and the jukebox and that whole feeling. And when you walk into Cresson Inn, everybody stands up and says Norm or Brian or Jimmy or whatever.
Yep.
So that's a great thing. How do you keep that energy level going? I mean, I obviously with you, and I can sense how you do, but that's been that way, for a long time. That's a hard thing to keep going.
To tell you the truth, I don't know, man. I mean, when I was coming up, people said, "Oh, Tracy Hardy must be on drugs or something." And then my closest friends like, "I never seen him do anything. Like he's like that at 5 a.m." When I married my wife, Jennifer Gomez Hardy, that's a partner with me in the businesses, she said the same thing. I cannot believe you get up and start. I get up and say, "Hey, let's get it," and I got to get rolling. And I just try to bring that in everything that I do. I partnered up with a guy named Nate Sanders. He's just as outgoing. He was a gymnast when he was in high school, rock strong guy, pillar in the neighborhood. And we just really feed off each other. And it's amazing that me and Nate could be in the bar together at the Cresson Inn, and me and him will be talking, and we zone everybody else out. And they're wondering how they get in the conversation between me and Nate. And it was like that ever since his family owned it and he was a bartender. I would come to the door and say, "Hardy, hey, Nate, what's up?" And we would just go, man. And it's just a great place. We have a great selection of IPAs and beer. Our food is to die for. Man, you guys got to come by, man.
Oh, I've been there. That trust me, I know your place. One of the things that I love is your fried chicken Sammy, fried chicken sandwich you got there, man, is out of this world. So tell our listeners a little bit about your menu.
Well, we got a lot of different things on there. I have actually upgraded it and digressed and regressed. So I'm flipping it back and forth, but I'm bringing back because everyone's asking for it. Our corned beef. Our corned beef sandwich is to die for. Delicious, low in calories, great in flavor, great in taste. We have another thing that's called the chicken nut. It's a honey glazed fried chicken breast, circular, made on a donut, and it's crazy. It's like it gives you everything. It's got a hot chili sauce on it, so you get the sweet, the hot, the honey with the chicken. Is a great sandwich, man. And our different flavors of wings, we try to do our different styles, come up with different things. When we come up with the menus, we got a great burger. We got avocado burgers. We got jalapeno burgers. And we got Chicago style hot dogs with everything on it. It's like you call it, we put it on there.
I'm afraid that my cardiologist is listening and going to call me afterwards. But I've had your chicken sandwich on a donut, and like, look, I could do one of them a day. But you probably wouldn't go there. But yes, it is to die for. It is a truly amazing sandwich. And when you throw out there corned beef, low calorie, who cares? It's corned beef. Like, come on.
A lot of
we don't
protein.
think about calories on St. Patty's Day or any other day of the year when we're having corned beef. It's corned beef.
Absolutely.
It's a great, it's a great thing in general. You also have one of the most unique cocktails that can be made, and it is truly a Philadelphia cocktail in the Manayunk mimosa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
I can't believe they told you about that. That is a Nate special.
Listen, I love this. I love this. So go ahead and tell our listeners just a little bit about the Manayunk mimosa.
Listen, my friend has been drinking Mad Dog probably when we weren't supposed to be drinking it as kids, and he continues to drink it to this day. Actually, was drinking it yesterday, and he came up with a cocktail called the Manayunk Mimosa. It's Mad Dog and champagne, and it's to die for. I mean, I first went on a date with my wife, and she tried Mad Dog with me, and she doesn't like me at all since then. But the Manayunk Mimosa, we do them on Sunday. We do them every day. But we do them on Sundays. We start to get into the theme of showing old school fights from back in the 30s, 40s, 50s on up, as much footage as we can get. And we'll be doing those Manayunk mimosas from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Now, a brief thing about Mad Dog, because you and I can probably talk about it for a long time, but many years ago I was going to an event, and it was one of them, bring your own wine, but it was bring the worst wine you can get. So I was of the age where I wasn't buying Mad Dog anymore, drinking Mad Dog anymore, but I figured I'm going to take Mad Dog. So I kind of discreetly go into the liquor store, or go in and to where I was getting at the packaged goods store, and I need a bottle of Mogan David wine. And I'm trying to be real discreet, and the guy be like, "You want Mad Dog?" I'm like, okay, well, there goes that cover just blown out of there. But no, I love that idea. I actually have to. I think this summer have to have my kids over and everybody and serve up a batch of Manayunk mimosas and do a toast to you guys and do that, or just bring them in one Sunday for lunch and have some there and do that, because God, that's such a great idea, and it's so Philadelphia and just so wonderful. So you're the brains kind of behind the food aspect of it all.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that background and where you learned your experience in food.
Well, it starts at home from your great grandmother and trickles down to your mother. And I just started to experiment with stuff a long time ago. I call myself a grill master. I have a charcoal one and I have a gas one because I like to different flavors from different textures and different things. So I used to work at my aunt and uncle's bar. They had one in 52nd and Lancaster called GNR Love Lounge, and I was there later on in life. And I would just cook different things and try different things, and I just kept experimenting. I got really, really good at it, and I got so good at it that my mother doesn't even cook no more. She says that my wife asked my mother one time. She says, "Yeah, what did you taught Tracy how to cook?" She said, "I taught him some things, then he superseded everything that I ever taught him." I made my own homemade, fresh made turducken myself. We feasted it at the last Thanksgiving at the bar. We cut it up. Everyone loved it. I put pheasant. I put ground turkey, cheese, stuffing, rabbit, and shreds of goat in it. And everyone loved it. So when we sliced it down in the middle, you can see all the different other flavorings in there, and it was delicious.
One of the other very cool things that I forgot to touch on earlier about this, and I believe this still to be true, that you still follow the age-old tradition. You are a cash-only bar, if I'm correct.
Yes, cash only bar. Yes.
I love that. You know what? That's just such a great thing because it speaks to who your clients are. You're not, it's a comfortable place. I mean, like you said, it's cheers. And
Yes.
that tells me is, we're not worried about the people on the expense accounts and all that. We're happy to serve who we are right here in Manayunk and do all that. And it says so much about just the feeling and the atmosphere and everything else about, what you're doing. Like, wow.
I still feed the homeless every day underneath the bridge. Those guys walk in and if they want some food, I don't tell them no. If they want a beer and they don't have it, give them a beer. I'll take it out of my pocket and give it to them. These guys protect the building. They actually go outside, man, and clean up the cigarette butts. And they tell me if anything's going on. Hey, man, that's Tracy's place. You better cut that out. So it's really a neighborhood place. We love to expand to other people, but we don't want to lose who we are as Manayunkers. And in Manayunk stands for the place to come to drink. So a lot of people think they're Manayunkers, they live up the hill. No, they're Roxburians because they're from Roxborough. Manayunk was the poor folks that were down at the bottom of the hill. So now we got this main street with billion dollar businesses and hotels and motels and restaurants. Everybody thinks that Manayunk's the best thing that ever happened, but it's always been that way. It's a true gem. We got the greatest dive bar in the entire tri-state county, the Cresson Inn.
It's so funny because I got a lot of years behind me and been around a long time, and I know the city quite well. And you just described that with the top of the hill being Roxborougans and who that was, and the poor people were down the bottom of the hill in Manayunk, and not so much that way anymore. But the attitude, feeling, and the people, what goes on there is still that feeling that that, and you proudly threw out that dive bar status, and jukebox, dartboard, cash only, Manayunk, mimosa, everything. So some of our other places that are celebrating St. Patty's Day this weekend, we just got done. McGillen's been around 150 plus years. Yep. We just came off of another one. It's about 10. You guys were closed a little bit while that you're coming up on a little shorter number. This is your first one since reopening, right?
This is our second one. We opened in March in 22 is our second one. It's actually our anniversary. The bar is actually 112 years old to date. This week, I mean this weekend, I think. So we're doing a lot of celebrating. We want a lot of folks to come out. Even on the outside, we're pet friendly. We bring out bowls of water or food for the animals. And we just want folks to have a good time and be responsible and then just enjoy the whole essence of being in the presence of Manayunkers.
So tell our listeners a little bit about what you have planned for, obviously, St. Patty's Day being Irish and, for the celebration of 112 years.
We got a lot going on. So let's start with the first thing. We open up at 7 a.m. that day on Friday. We got 4 different types of IPAs. We have our traditional Michelob Ultras, things like that. We have $3 shots. It's called Method and Madness. It's a single malt Irish whiskey, very tasty. $3 a shot. We pour 1.5 ounces of alcohol in each one of our shots. It is to die for. $3. We got car bombs. We got cherry bombs. We got Jello shots. We got what's that? Oreo cookies and cream drinks. We have a lot. We got Jameson specials. We got T-shirts. We got beads. We have beautiful women that's going to bartend. Some ugly men that's going to bartend. We got everything you need. Everything you need. So come early, stay for a long time, and we guarantee you have a good time. And yes, we'll have our traditional green beer.
Wow. I don't even know where to go with that whole rundown you just gave me.
I forgot one thing. We're giving out free food, free breakfast sandwiches from 7 a.m. to 10:30 a.m.
Well, that's a hell of a promotion in itself. The fact
Yes.
that you're doing that, and it says a lot about the feel and the community that you belong to, to do stuff like that. So, what do you got to celebrate the 112? You have any memorabilia? You're doing any type of special signage for people to get their name on or anything like that?
Well, we didn't go that far. We got our anniversary shirts coming in. They should be on Thursday. We got champagne toast for everybody.
Hold it. Is that champagne and Mad Dog? Or is it
Yes, sir.
champagne?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So everybody that comes in, we're gonna wait till a certain time, and everybody have this champagne toast with Mad Dog, and let the night begin and keep rolling. We'll have a DJ playing some of the hottest hits, and we'll go from there. Soft rock, hip hop, R&B, soul, rhythm, funk. It'll all be in the building.
So before I let you go, tell our listeners where they can find out more information, where they can find where they can find the Cresson Inn and all the wonderful things you're doing.
Got you. So once again, I'm Tracy Harding, Cresson Inn. The address is 114 Gay Street. Gay Street is on Cresson. It runs parallel to Main Street. We're in the Manayunk section of Philadelphia. Like I said, on St. Patty's Day, we open up at 7 a.m. Kegs and eggs will be rocking and rolling. A lot of specials going on, and we just want you to come out and be safe and have a good time. We're open up Monday through Friday from 9:30 to 2 a.m. Saturday, 12, Sunday, 12.
Tracy, thank you so much for joining us on Food Farms and Chefs. You, my man, I'm gonna come out and find some time with and come drink with you. So
Please do.
I look forward to that. I wish you so much success in all the years to come, and especially this weekend. You really set the tone for what a Philadelphia neighborhood bar is. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for being part of Food Farms and Chefs.
Thank you for having me on the show. God bless.
God bless.
Ciao.